Hi gamers and tax evaders alike, Jake here, and despite the title of this video, the story that I'm about to share with you isn't actually my cringiest moment of my entire life. I know what the cringiest moment of my entire life is because it still keeps me up to this fucking day. It happened back in high school when I was a junior. I'm a college graduate now, so I'm thinking around 6, maybe 6.5, 7 years, and even though this happened in high school, and I'm completely aware that every party involved in this situation has probably forgotten about it, it still bothers me so badly that if I so much as think about it, like I'm talking about it right now without thinking about it, you know what I mean? I'm trying my hardest to not let the actual moment enter my head. It is so cringy to me still, 6 or 7 years later. I literally cannot bring myself to talk about it. So instead, I'm gonna talk about what's probably the second cringiest thing that's happened to me. Some of you might disagree, but to me personally, it still hurts a little bit. Now, I think that the reason I've gotten over this one more is the fact that it happened to me back when I was 14. I was like a freshman in high school, in between freshman and sophomore year, I want to say, of high school. So I used to be involved in the Boy Scouts. I actually am an Eagle Scout. Huge nerd alert! Woo! And so when I was involved in the Scouts, I would go on scouting trips and all that fucking shenanigans. No, I didn't get fucking raped. Don't make the joke. Nobody ever diddled my twiddle. But so I wanted to go on the National Jamboree, which is where not only Scouts from across the entire nation, but Scouts from across the entire world come and congregate and make friends with people from around the world! And I'm telling you, there were people from fucking everywhere. I'm talking to all walks of life, fucking Egypt, Asia, other places. I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 places. Egypt's like the big continent, right? And everybody was doing like trading and stuff. Everybody was talking with each other, because how often do you get to like meet people from Utah when I live in New Jersey, you know, or people from Egypt? And by the way, as I said, everybody was doing trading because we had patches. Everybody had their own individual patches that they came with from their own troop, their own shirts, their own everything, badges, pins. It was everything. So we were constantly trading back and forth to collect all of this fucking detritus that is now sitting in a box somewhere in my room, just like I'm sure it's sitting in a box everywhere else in someone's room across the entire fucking world. The fucking Egyptians had so much gall with what they were trading. They came over with a bunch of fucking papyrus, and if you don't know, before we had good paper, I'm talking this shit, paper, before we had this, humans had Ow! Hit my fucking finger! Humans had papyrus, which was like made of fucking roots from the Nile. I don't know. But so they had legit papyrus, and they were trying to trade papyrus for shit. And I'm like, okay, so you want my knife for papyrus. You're trying to give me a knife for a piece of paper. Great fucking deal. They're trying to fucking swindle me. Anyway, I've gone a little off track right now already. But so the thing that happened is, we were up in the, this fucking top of the hill. That's where our camp setup was, because I couldn't go with the Boy Scouts. I had to go with the Venture crew, and they stuck us up on the top of a fucking hill with all of the foreign people, basically, and also other people. So, you know, we're always talking with random people. We're always chatting with people, and I kind of walk in on a conversation. Somebody else in my Venture crew is talking to a Boy Scout, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, oh, you know, I'm chatting with this guy. He's from Utah. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I've never met somebody from Utah before. And so, you know, I've kind of walked into this conversation. I don't know the prior context to it. So, you know, we keep talking a little bit, and I realize they're talking about Mormons, so that's pretty cool. I've never met a Mormon before or anything like that, but I know about the Mormon faith, the religion, mostly from the one South Park episode. I hadn't seen the Broadway play yet, so that was basically all I knew about Mormons from the show. But I'd watched the show a solid year prior, probably, so I didn't really know what I was talking about. So I just kind of go, oh my god, Mormon, that's like the stupidest religion. That's such a dumb religion. And this other guy just kind of gets very serious, and he goes, why do you say that? Like that. He's like, you know, he's very jovial, very friendly before, and when I say this, he goes, what makes you say that? And so then I realize that this person hasn't just outright agreed with me as I expected him to. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't really know much about the Mormon faith, to be fucking honest. I just know that I have a preconceived notion in the back of my head that Mormonism is stupid. So I'm like, one of those moments where you realize that you've been caught in a bullshit moment. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But so I kind of play it off, play it cool. We, break down the situation. I kind of explain my reasoning, which was very fucking weak. And, the conversation ends a little bit later and he walks away. And the other guy that's in my venture crew, a little bit older, probably 16, 17, he turns to me and he goes, that guy was a Mormon, right? Fuck. That one fucking kept me up. I felt so bad. I had walked into this fucking conversation, just put myself into it, and then insulted this guy's religion right to his fucking face. I felt so fucking bad. I should have put 2 and 2 together, but recall the fact that I was like 14. I didn't know that, Mormons all lived in fucking Utah. I just knew I walked into this conversation with a scout from Utah and they happened to be talking about the Mormon faith for whatever fucking reason. I'm sorry, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Oh my, how could I call them Mormons? I forgot that Jesus came to the leader of the church and had him change the name from Mormon, very easy to say, to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You're no longer supposed to call them Mormons. You know what you call them? Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Wow, that's not a fucking word salad. That's not a mouthful at all. But anyway, that was a very embarrassing situation for me. This guy probably walked away like, what a fucking piece of shit coming over here, breaking into our conversation, intruding into it, and calling my religion bullshit and stupid. What a fucking asshole. So if that guy happens to be out there and you're watching my video, dude, I am so fucking sorry. Just know that situation has caused me to lose sleep many a time since then. I feel so bad about it. But all that being said, yes, the Mormon faith is extremely fucking stupid, but, that's... It's not much better than the rest of religion. Most religions are pretty fucking stupid. As you can tell, I'm a Redditor. Yes, I watch Rick and Morty on the daily, on the regular. I'm very intelligent, and this will probably be my last video ever, and guess I'll be seeing y'all in hell. I said y'all! I'm not even a fucking Texan yet, baby! Woo!